Hey everyone, the numbers are in for the Panama City Beach real estate market for November of 2024. I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. My last video update for 2024. Can you believe it? It's almost the new year. A couple things to talk about before we go into the market numbers. First of all, I think a lot of people were waiting around the fact we had the presidential election early November. I think a lot of people use that as a mental marker of, okay, what's going to happen to the real estate market as soon as this happens. And the short version of what I'll show you in the data is that we haven't yet seen a dramatic shift in anything that was already happening yet. Certainly, there's a big difference between being elected and being inaugurated and actually taking office and being able to affect policy and things like that. But at the moment, there hasn't been a major change in the real estate market and what I'm seeing so far. I'll show you that in a second. One last thing before I show you the numbers. For those of you who aren't familiar with this e-alert system, I'll show it to you in a second. This e-alert system, you hear me talking about a lot of it recently because I've relaunched the software. It's the best system I've seen in 21 years of selling real estate to give the average consumer real, accurate real estate information. And we use this for people who own real estate or for people who are thinking about buying. For buyers, it's pretty straightforward. If you're thinking about buying in a certain condo project or a certain neighborhood or a certain price range or number of bedrooms, baths, whatever, we can create a search and send that to you so that you only get information based off of that search. And then within that system, you can pick favorites and start to organize everything yourself. And what I like about this system is not only the accuracy of it, but it's the best looking one and the easiest to use on phones and things like that. The other side, I think, just as important, maybe even more important for people who own real estate, especially in the market that we're in, is that we use this to help you track the value of your property. And you may not be planning on selling for a decade. Plenty of times we're not planning on selling and then something happens in life and we are selling. A really nice, easy way to track what's going on either in your neighborhood, your condo building. Again, the same thing. We could track just homes with pools priced between 5 and 800,000. We can do just Gulf front homes. We could do just 1-bedroom condos. We could do just 2-bedroom condos in Calypso. However you can think about organizing it will set you up for it. And this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like on a computer. This is a search that's set up for Long Beach, the Long Beach condos in Panama City Beach. When you look at it on mobile, it just sort of shrinks down and it looks like this. It really, really looks good and it's easy to use. Again, here are all the properties. If something is sold, it gives you the accurate sales date and the accurate sales price, not what someone says they sold something for. Also, if something's pending, it shows you the pending number here. This is actually ours. This is closing tomorrow. A really nice way to keep track of whatever it is you're trying to keep track of. So, and what a lot of people like to do who own real estate is you can take the time to look at details here and flip through and look at interior photos, read through the description, look at all of the details, and it helps you really compare what's going on and say, okay, well, this sold for this price, but let me see really what it was that sold. Was it upgraded? Was it not upgraded? If it was a house, did it have a pool? What have you. So really nice, easy way to keep track of things. We can set this up so that you receive this information very regularly. Like some people want it daily or as things happen in real time. Some people just say, hey, send it to me once a week, once a month. I'll batch the information, take a quick look at it, and move on down the road. So if you'd like to be set up for this, I don't charge for it. It's very easy to set up in my system. There's no obligation to work with me. There are no contracts. There are no fees. I just like people having accurate real-time information about what's going on because I think there is a lot of misinformation out there about what things sell for. So anyway, if you want that, text me to 850-290-0417 and just send me whatever it is that you're looking to track and I'll set you up. So let's talk about the numbers. Detached single family market in Panama City Beach. We'll start with the entire detached single family market. and then drill it down just a little bit. You can see generally, remember our months of inventory number. For those of you who haven't seen one of these or seen one in a while, months of inventory is a number we use to track how hot or cold a market is. The higher the number, the longer it's taking to sell something, the less demand there is, the slower the market. So here in March of 2023, our months of inventory in Panama City Beach was 3.03. We use 5 or 6 as sort of neutral. That would be normal if there's such a thing as normal anymore. March of 2023, we were very much a seller's market in Panama City Beach at 3.03, meaning that we were selling out of all of the homes in Panama City Beach on average in about 3 months. You can see we've slowed down. We're at 9.13 months of inventory currently, which is 3 months, 4 months on the softer side of neutral. So we're in a buyer's market still. I think one of the most important things to pay attention to here, if we're trying to forecast the future, is which way are things trending? Are things continuing to move up? Or things sort of bouncing around flat? Are things moving down? The slower we get, and if we continue to get slow, that would be a sign that we could expect more pressure on prices to come down. Sellers will have to get more aggressive to be able to put deals together. We've been trending slower in the market since early 2023. Now, that's very general. What we like to do when we're working with individual situations is we can do this. Here's a situation where I can look at detached single-family homes priced between $400,000 and $650,000 built before 2015. So this is maybe a little bit older home in Panama City Beach. I click the link, and this is where the e-alert system comes in. So we can set this up for you to be able to look at listings. You see that this trend's still slower, but look at where the number is here, 8.92, about the same for that price range. Let's look at homes priced over $1 million. Chart will load and it'll give us a number. Probably still the same trend, right? But this has reset, and now we're talking about 15 months of inventory if you're priced over $1 million. So the market is slower over $1 million. And we can slice and dice this however you'd like. So again, if you want to be set up for the e-alert system, fine. If you have a very specific property you're interested in an analysis on, I can do this same thing for you there. So very generally speaking, housing market still trending slower. Not terribly surprising this time of year. Things can be a little bit slower in real estate. The offers and contracts we're putting together right now are generally for someone who really needs a place to live quickly, or the condo buyer who maybe is getting ahead of the rental season next year. We generally see a pickup right after the first of the year. It will be interesting to see what kind of pickup we get next year with interest rates still where they are and with the market where it is. I think it's very possible that we could still see a little bit of sort of flat or even some pullback in prices in the housing market if we continue to stay on this trajectory. Condo market's a different story. I have a lot of thoughts there, but if we start with just the Gulfront market generally, same idea. We've slowed from 1.42 months of inventory, which was a hotter market on the Gulfront condo market, and we're now at 15. If you drill that down to just the newer condo buildings, so the condos built since 2005, it gets pretty interesting. Give it just a second to load. But again, you'll see the same trend. Things are still slowing down. That's market peaked at 26 months of inventory and is up to 20 months of inventory. And I think the charts are nice and pretty and good to look at, but I think we have to think about why these things are happening. And like I mentioned, in the housing market, interest rates are up. It's real prohibitive for someone, unless you're paying cash, to sell a house where you may have an interest rate in the 3% and go and try to get something in the 6 or 7s. Condos is a lot different. There are a lot of things affecting that market. Sure, interest rates are higher for buyers. Um, but we have generally lower revenues across the board and generally higher costs. So I think this market is going to be extremely interesting to keep an eye on moving into um, 2025. I think sales volume probably appreciates. We probably will start to see some more deals as people think about the beach, January, February, March, especially. Um, I think sellers will have to be more negotiable to be able to get some things done, and I'm seeing that already. I worked with a buyer. I'm working with a buyer right now in a really nice building on the West End, and that seller came down a lot more on the price than they said they were going to at the beginning of the negotiation. I've worked with some sellers who have consistently adjusted their offering price down in some buildings and are still even and lacking on showing activity. So we put a little asterisk by that this time of year because I think a lot of us can be distracted by the holidays. Fewer people are out doing real estate business, but it's an important one to keep an eye on. I'll have an update for you after the first of the year. I hope everyone has a happy, healthy holiday season. Early Happy New Year. I can't believe I even dropped that in the video. We'll see you next year. I hope everyone stays well.